Okay, welcome to another Dark Souls video. We've not used videos for years. Upload. So this is mostly for proper noobs like myself. I know about Dark Souls. I've tinkered with it over the years, but I'm not a complete pro at this stuff. So we're going to do these walkthroughs, just doing it from a beginner's point of view. Most walkthroughs I've seen, they're demonstrating the walkthrough on like New Game +5 or something. So their characters are maxed out. They're showing us how to kill bosses, which are easy with their stats. So we're doing it from the bottom up. So, skip the video at the beginning, because anyone can watch that. So name, let's be original. Old Bob's coming back. There's no preference for this. You can go full on Sims mode if you want, design all the face and everything. To be honest, I always go with a helmet, so you never see my face anyway. Class. Now this is, especially for early game, this is probably your biggest, most important part to go through on character creation. I tend to go with a balanced build, so by the time I get towards the end of the game, I try and have a bit of everything. However, Knight, as you can see, he starts off with Strength 13, Warrior Strength 16. I'm gonna start off with a Strength build, and then change it as I go on. So for me, I find, especially with the first boss you come to, going for Warrior. But to be honest, if you choose Warrior or Knight, it's not really, that big a deal. So we're going to go with Warrior. Now, your Burial Gift. Up to you what you can choose. Out of all those, early game, most useful, I'd say probably Life Ring. Gives you just a little bit of extra life. As I said, I'm not going to bother with his face. I find no matter what you do, they all look like some constipated fucking... I don't know. I mean, look. Is that a face you'd want to meet in a dark alley? Build is probably the only one I go for. I like making them big and bulky. Voice. So you can hear the difference. You see they pretty much almost sound exactly the same. Physique, well, it's gotta be fucking muscly, hasn't it? Boom. Doesn't look muscly to me. Let's go have a look at age. Oh, there we go. Not gonna go into all that. You can if you want. There we go. Give him a bit of a tan. And that's it. That's as far as I'll go. Okay, now I'm not gonna go too depth into lore and all that. There's plenty of walkthroughs where you go for if you want to find out all the story and what goes on. We're just getting straight into it. So I'm not going to what should we? Yeah, stuff it. I'll let it play from here. So here you are, the unkindled one. Pretty similar to all the others, where you're, what's the other ones? Cursed ones. Whatever it is in Dark Souls 1. It's all pretty much the same. You come back from the dead. and you're doing a bit of a Groundhog Day. Every time you die, you just restart. So you can see all your little signs. If you're playing this on PlayStation, which I am, R1 light attack, R2 heavy attack. With this guy, if you hold R2, you can do a charged up attack, you can do a running attack, you can do a jumping attack where you just push forward and on the left stick and hit heavy attack at the same time. Oops, not like that. There you go. You can two-hand it. Now when two-handing, increases your damage a little bit, and you can also do your almost all the weapons have a weapon skill, so if you hold the L2, in his case it just beefs up his damage a little bit. Oh, and also you've got parry. Now I'm not really going to go into parries because apart from the very beginning enemies, I can't do parries. Never have been able to. How people do it on bosses, I don't fucking know. I do like to do backstabs, which we'll have a look at that shortly. So here we got a very first enemy. Oh, I should say, if you want to block, L1. And all this is all in these messages. Boom, one hit. So we want to go down here, where we'll find a little shiny. Soul of a Desert, basically. It's a tiny little soul, so it gives you a tiny little bit of souls. Later game, you'll find things like Soul of a Great Hero, or something like that, and you'll get more souls. So we've got a little one sitting here. What we're going to do, we're going to do a rolling attack. So rolling, just press circle, and push in the direction you want to roll. I should just do a mention to do with fat rolling, etc. So we're not carrying heavy enough stuff for it to happen yet. Oh, you can see our life ring. But you can see I'm jumping on nice and easy. When you carry too much stuff, it causes them to fat roll, as we call it. So basically a really slow little roll. If you go full on with the heaviest items you can find, you struggle to even walk. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a rolling attack just for a bit of fun. So you press your circle to roll forward and just press your light attack straight after. Bosh. And if we look here, it kind of looks like another kindled one, but obviously a knight armor. And that's the Ashton Estus flag. So basically that refills your magic, that refills your health. So I guess he's one of the previous kindled ones who's died. Sorry, who didn't make it. Now, so this is taking up for a little tutorial for backstabbing. You can see here, R1 behind an enemy. Now I find it's not just R1, I find it's R1, but you push forward a little bit on the left stick. Now if you walk, your footsteps are a lot quieter, so we're nice and close, forward and R1. Oh. Okay, that looks pushed forward a bit too much. Should have mentioned, if you do a nice big push forward and R1, you get a kick. You get a kick out of it. Don't really use a kick that much, to be honest. Maybe just to stun. It's useful against people who've got shields. There you can go. So we're going to try and get a backstab on this little guy just to show you. So I'm going to try and move behind him. Oh, there you go. And you can pretty much get backstabs on almost every enemy. And it devastates them. Just... I thought there was dogs here. Ah. No, there's some dogs here when you come back here later on in the game. Now, what we're going to find out here is a crystal lizard. The next time you come back here, later on in the game, although there is a glitch, a secret way of, that's not really secret, is it? There is a way you can get back here almost right at the beginning. Now, what I'd advise for this is charging up your strong attack. Like that. And try and get behind them. I find almost nearly all the bosses in all the Souls games, if you get behind them... Oh, you dirty bastard. Oh, okay, alright, chill out, son. Oh shit, didn't mean to do that. And be careful, watch my stamina. Don't get too greedy. Oh, that didn't work too well. Not worried though. Okay, I got a greedy then. That gives a Titanite scale, which come... Oh, we're already out of Vastus. That Titanite scale will come in handy. There's certain materials that we use for upgrading that are a lot rarer than others. Titanite scale, Titanite slabs, Titanite scales and Titanite slabs do get quite rare. I'd say the rarest crafting material is the Titanite slab. There's a set number of those in the game. So, okay, so we're coming up to now our very first bonfire. And here we get to see beautiful views. And even, you know, when did this game come out? 2016. So it's November 22 now, so what's that, about 6 years ago? Still doesn't look too bad. I'm playing it on a PS5, but it doesn't seem to make a great deal of difference. As if you're a complete noob to the game, when you rest at a bonfire, refills everything, replenishes everything, but it also resets all the enemies. So we've just been hunted by predators. So we'll rest at that. We get our first what's the word for it? Gestures. You've got various different gestures, you can unlock much more. Just a fun little gimmick really, doesn't serve any purpose. Right, what we're going to do now is just going to drop down here. Take care of that guy. Come around here. Take care of him. Take care of him. Gosh. Okay, have it. I'm going to try a parry. Like I said, I'm not good at these. Oh. As you see. Oh, there we go. I probably pull off a parry 1 in every 10 tries. Now if you look down there, we got a little shiny. Sometimes I get this, sometimes I don't. We're literally just going to run and jump. To jump, you click the left thumbstick. So run, click the left thumbstick. Now if you're overburdened or fat rolling, it can slightly have an effect. You can see someone's put a message there. Right, so we're going to run, wait till we get to the end. Boom. We get ourselves a Titanite shard. Not that rare really, there's quite a lot of those. So you've got an enemy down here. Press R1 just as you hit the ground. Watch out for this knobhead. There's another one down here with a spear. Ooh. And we get ourselves a firebomb. Don't really use firebombs that much myself. There's one particular type of enemy that you encounter a bit later on. Little blobs. Which firebombs work brilliantly. Now if you look through there, that's the first boss of the area. I think it's Grunder or something like that. Now, okay, I'm gonna top up my health. Now, it's okay to come in here, you're safe. You basically instigate this boss fight. You can see he's got a sword stabbed into him. Once we pull that sword out, which is the famed curved sword, that will initiate the boss fight. If we have a little look at him, you see he's got this little squiggly thing growing on his back, like an extra from Resident Evil. And there's this big ass weapon. So what we want to do here, once we pull that spear out, we're going to have a short moment where he can't attack you. And the best thing for this boss, and there are some times where I'd just get battered by him, but the best technique is just attack, 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 attack. So I'm going to two-hand, charge up my power, and remove his sword. And as soon as that comes out, we go straight in attacking. You can keep close to him. Try and save a bit of stamina for dodging. Shit. Oh, that was lucky. That was lucky. Can't even see anything. And as easy as that. I've seen some people struggle with that, mainly because they go on the defensive. So we're going to light a bonfire, have a little rest. That just refills everything. See how we're doing for time. 18 minutes, okay. We're in the Cemetery of Ash, I think. Yeah. Broken straight sword, not real use. And you can see there you've got two guys, one with a spear, one sitting down crying. So we're going to try and do a drop attack on the spear one, because the angle that he's at, see sometimes. Ooh, yeah. Come run along here and get ourselves a Homeward Bone. Basically just a quick way of saving you having to run back to a bonfire. Now if you've only played the first two, first one, it took quite a while before you could unlock, I think it was the soul vessel that let you jump from bonfire to bonfire. Second one, towards the end you unlocked the feather that gave you unlimited travel. There is a similar one to this, but Homeward Bone basically lets you choose either the last bonfire you rested at, or straight to the Shrine bonfire. And as much as I like Dark Souls original, I just hated the whole faffing around, not being able to get back to your bonfire. So this is where they want to practice you to do a kick. Bosh. Easy 20 souls. And then I come up here. Now there is some stuff over there. We'll come down this side first. There will be a dog, I think just around here, so shield up. And then I think this is a ember, yeah. So an ember's just like the humanities in the first game. Now if you look where my health bar is, and that little panel, you'll see it's like flamey. That means I'm in an embered state, and you can see my body, there's little flames and char. That, just like the humanity, that allows you to summon, to be invaded, and it also gives you a little bit of extra energy. And if you remember what my red energy bar looked like before I fought the boss, it was much shorter. Anytime you kill a boss, you automatically become embered if you weren't already. Just to touch on the bar, top one energy, middle is your spell, magic, and bottom one's your stamina. Now if you look here, you can see we've got a, I'm not sure what sword that is. I'm not sure if it's a Black Knight sword or Wolf Knight sword. And that's the beauty of these games. When they made them, they put so much lore into it, where you can get lost in it and spend days and days going through it all, or you could just run through the game and play it for the action. I mean, they took it to the extreme with Elden Ring, I think, where there was no real explanation of anything. It literally just did chuck you in, boom, and you could find out a bit of lore just by clicking on things. Some bits of equipment, bollocks, will have a little bit of lore attached to them. It's not much in this equipment. I'll show you when we pick something up. Now that leads us into the shrine, which is our like game hub. But first, we're just gonna pick up a couple of little things around here. Where am I? There we go, wrong way. Now there's 2 knights here. 1, 2. Little shiny McShiny there, another ember. Now embers, depending how you play the game, can become very rare. You know, if you find yourself dying a lot and having to pop an ember, you burn them through them, and the only place you can get them is by finding them. Some enemies have a guaranteed drop, and you can buy them. Now, here we have a boss up. Well, I say boss, he's not a boss, he's just an NPC swordmaster. However, I've sometimes died more at his hands than I have at boss's hands. Now, if you kill him, he'll drop a katana and some crappy clothes. However, we're going to come back later to take care of him. You can sometimes cheese him and like knock him off the edge of the cliff, but I can't be bothered. So, welcome to the Firelink Shrine. So we'll give you a quick show around what we've got here. So this is the Shrine Maiden, basically the one you go to level up. Here's another NPC, I think his name's Harkin or Harwood.
William,
We'll just skip through he gives you a gesture,
What a sick art.
And every now and then,
What a sick
you
art.
just want to wear out his dialogue, so we can get him popping up as an NPC throughout the game. We're just going to pop in, so the sword, you can see there, nothing in it. Embed the coiled sword, and that's what we pulled out of the boss. And we'll just rest at it. Now, oh, I'll better show you a couple of little things there. So you've got travel. You can travel between all your bonfires, and that will take us to our next area. Tune spells. If you're a wizard, that's where you'd fill your spells up. You can organise your storage box. Unlike the other Souls games and Demon Souls, you can carry as much as you want and it doesn't seem to make a difference. It's only when it's equipped. Burn Undead Bone Shard. When you pick up a bone shard, you burn it, and it basically, when you drink one of the health flasks, the higher level the bonfire is, the more health that'll be restored. So you can see we're level 1. Right, here you've got the Shrine Maiden.
A pleasure time.
Basically, she sells everything. You can see here she's an expensive bitch, so eventually you can gather of ashes, which will increase what she sells.
Ashen one.
Here we've got, you might recognise him from somewhere. He was also in Dark Souls Remastered.
Well, a newcomer, I had you.
And as his name suggests, he's your blacksmith. Now what I'm going to do here, because I'm not ready to be a magic type character yet, see how you can allocate. So you could have 4 flasks of magic but 0 health. I'm going to put all of them into health. If you damage equipment, you can repair it. You also have an option to infuse. So if you picked up any magic crystals, you could infuse it. If you remember, one of the starting guests was a fire gem. So if you wanted to, you could turn your axe at a bit of fire damage. Just a quick one on weapons. I played some of these games for quite a while without understanding any of it. So you can see there, it's easier if I show you through my inventory. So if you look here, skill Warcry, so all your weapons will have a skill, and you can see what it is. Here you can see it says physical attack 125 plus 15. Now what that plus means is, because if you look towards the bottom you'll see attribute bonus, attribute requirement. Requirement is what you need to wield that weapon. Attribute bonus, so if you see the D on the left, you can't quite make out, it's basically an arm, a fist, which is strength. And next you've got an open hand, which is dexterity. So that means D, and just like the alphabet, A, B, C, D, S being the highest. So that tells me, or that tells you, D in any points, anytime you raise your level and you allocate anything to strength or dexterity, that plus number will increase. So if, for example, I suddenly had a level 100 in strength, it would be 125 plus, you know, maybe 200. So that's why you need to decide what kind of character you're going for, because if you were going to go for a mage, picking up an axe, it's not really going to benefit you too much, because you're going to be putting all your points into magic. And as you can see, where the D and the D is, so you've got strength, dexterity, and then the open book is intelligence, and the little star shape is faith. So you can see there's no letter in there, which means as a mage you won't get that plus number. As you upgrade the weapons, the attributes can change. You know, you can get it a claymore later in the game that you can get to a scale A, which means for every point that you put into strength, you get a big chunk of extra damage. Okay, so
That is what.
if you want to reinforce, so you can see here the 2 that's red, that tells you how many you need. So I need 2 Titanite shots, and you can see in the brackets I've only got the 1. Now, unlike the other Souls games, you can't buff up your armour. Now there will be more NPCs generally. Everywhere there's these little platforms with candles knocking around, you can encounter another NPC. Never seen one around here. But basically, every time you come back to the shrine, it's worth just having a wander around, chatting. So you'll get an NPC that appears there, one there. Well, these are all the NPCs that I've actually found. One there. Bird who goes in there. Another guy there. Another one here. And then the final one right down the end there. Then you'll have people scattered around up here that appear every now and then. You get a guy who looks like he's escaped from Bloodborne that appears over there. And then there's a few other characters. Now if you look here, you've got all these thrones. Every time you kill one of the Lords of Cinder, you get their bones, skull, basically something when you kill them that you plonk in the souls. When you've got all 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you may have noticed there's a little geezer here. This is Ludleth the Exiled. Little tiny geezer, he's got no legs.
All that and killed if
Now you can chat to him
no
until you've exhausted his dialogue. I think that's it.
no.
Now basically,
Now,
you find a thing called a soul. I can't remember what it's called now. Basically an item, same as the other games, that when you kill a boss, they drop a soul and you can take it to him to unlock a special weapon. Where are we? Okay, so what we're going to do now is just very quickly, we're going to go to, so that's where we came in. We're going to go up here and I'm going to show you a little exploit. If any of you played the other Souls games remember Patches, this is eventually where Patches will live. And here we are again. Now if you look at that, I was playing Dark Souls 2 recently, and you might recognise the old giant. Seed of a giant tree is yet to fall. Shortly what will happen is you unlock, they drop a little seed, which if you get invaded by a player, that player is immune to all the, so you know, if they, you could be fighting a tough battle surrounded by crabs or other enemies, skeletons, something dangerous, and then some idiots invade you. All the computer enemies will leave him alone. He's immune to it all. So then you're trying to fight him and the enemies. Now once you picked up one of those seeds, if you select the seed and use it, anybody who invades you, they'll suddenly start getting attacked by the enemies. So it's a good little one that hopefully they can get killed off before they even get to you. Now, later on, you can buy a key from the Handmaiden for 20,000 souls that lets you go in here. However, there is a little glitch. I mean, I don't know if it is a glitch or if they've left it in purposely, because it's a funny place to have a tree. So what we're going to do is we're running up the tree, and as we get to the highest point, we quickly jump to the right. And the idea is you land on that little roof. So let's have a go. Ah, shit. It's my fault. Camera was in the wrong place. Almost, but you can see what the actual process is. Oh, almost. Now, the reason I'm not skipping through this is just so you can see that even if you're good and know what you're doing, it's still a twat to get through. Now, if you want to just skip forward so you haven't got to see me fail time after time, for fuck's sake. Okay, now I'm starting to get pissed. Oh, come on. I wouldn't believe me if I said I usually get this first time every bastard time. Right, what we're going to do is take off that. I'm going to make ourselves a bit lighter. I don't know if that helps. There we go. Another homeward bone. And you can see, I love how this game, you can literally see where you've come from, where you've got to go to. Not sure what that castle is because we've come away from that. Not sure if it's Lothric Castle or anywho. Right, just gonna get dressed again. Not gonna bother with a helmet. Just extra weight for nothing really. Okay. We're running around this way because we're gonna get a little crystal. There's the master. Now next time we come, we'll have a bow and we'll just take him out. I've on some occasions where he's literally knocked himself off the roof. He can't get up to you. There we go. Now these guys drop like ultra rare stones. Twinkling Titanites later on in the game, they can drop more rare stuff. But annoyingly we've got to go back up. Tell you what, we're going to end it there. We'll start the next point when I've made that jump. So, thanks for watching, and as always, toodaloo.